Coming up next on Parent Connection, information about the Teach Institute and the Parenting Center at Anne Arundel Community College. Thank you for joining us on Parent Connection. Today our guests are Gandace Place and Angie Antoniak from Anne Arundel Community College. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good.
Good.
I know you both work at the Teach Institute, that part of the community college, and
Yes.
the Parenting Center. But first of all, tell our guests a little bit about yourselves and what you do at the college.
Sure. Teresa, I am the Assistant Director for the Teach Institute. I've worked for the college for almost 20 years now in many different capacities, but always working with families, children, women. It's really my passion.
Good.
Thank
Angie?
you so much for having us, Teresa. My name is Angie Antoniak. I'm a clinical social worker, and I am lucky enough to be a behavioral specialist with the Teach Institute at Anne Arundel Community College. I started as an adjunct professor teaching child care providers, and my role has expanded to some really neat community programs that we'll tell you about. I'm also really excited about our parenting center, and I have 3 children, and even with all my professional experience and degrees, my children have helped me become qualified to do the work that we do.
Well, I think that's important. All of us
really
know
true.
that.
Yeah.
We live by doing.
Yes.
Well, tell us, for our viewers, what is the Teach Institute and what do you do there?
Sure. Well, the Teach Institute, of course, is part of Anne Arundel Community College, and we are the place where individuals that want to be a degree seeker, somebody who wants a degree in education will come to us. A career changer, let's say you're working in one profession and you thought, I'd really like to be a teacher, you would come to us. Child care providers, family home providers, we offer credentialing, lots of programming to help them with their professional development goals. And parents, families, grandparents, and that's a passion of Angie's for sure. Yeah.
Well, explain what the Teach Institute offers for students right out of high school.
Candy,
Can I take that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's your expertise.
Well, this is something very exciting. We have been working in the past year on pathways, career pathways. And I think one of the career pathways that I think is most exciting is if you're a high school student and you're working in the child development field, let's say, for instance, and you think, I'd really like to go on, maybe become an elementary school teacher, maybe I'd like to work in a child care center. We're creating a pathway now where you can graduate in the springtime, possibly with 90 hours of education, 45 in early childhood growth and development, 45 in methods and materials, which is very common in the public school in the early childhood program, and then take a boot camp program that we're offering so that you could get credentialing information to be a CDA, which is a Child Development Associate. Once again, it's a professional credential, and it's just an opportunity for individuals to have more professional development in the field.
Now, you're talking about credited courses.
We have
I know
credit
you
and credit.
also have non-credit, but I don't think most people know the difference. So what would we be talking about if we're talking about something that was non-credited?
Sure.
Absolutely. This is kind of my part
Your area,
over here at our Teach Institute. Well, part of our non-credit classes are exactly what Candy was talking about, professional development for child care providers. But we also have, I was just thinking to myself, we have the best kept secret that I don't think we should keep secret anymore. Not that we're keeping it secret on purpose. This is why we're here. We have some amazing programs to reach out to our community, to reach out to the people who are influential in children's lives. So for example, we actually are partners with the PNC Bank right now. They have provided us with some funding to pay the tuition for some of our parenting center classes.
Wow.
And we are so lucky and so excited about that. We also have a program, again, another parenting, we say parenting, but we really mean caregivers. anybody who is
Right,
influential
right,
for a child.
Right,
Grandparents.
influential adult.
I've had wonderful courses that I've taught with grandparents, care providers during the day, where we provide parenting skill and engagement education. And we do have a program called the BEST program, which is funded through the Partnership for Children, Youth, and Families in our county. Again, this is a no-cost program, in addition to programs that anybody can call us up, register, just like you would for a credit class.
Right.
You would call us and register for a non-credit class. And we have ways to pay for that, and we have amazing programs that are tailored to the needs of our students, which is what the college is about.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. So how affordable are the classes? And maybe you can tell us both for credited and non-credited, like how, how would I apply if I'm wanting to apply for something, and what would the cost kind of
Would the cost be? I always say don't let the money, don't let the cost of a course or a program be a barrier to your education. We are so fortunate at Anne Arundel Community College. There's lots of funding sources for families and for students who come in. So call us at the Teach Institute. If you're interested in a credit program, which means that you might want to go on to be a teacher, you might want to finish a 2-year program with us and go on to a 4-year degree, call us and say, what kind of funding sources are available. Angie just mentioned that on the parenting side, we do offer some no-charge classes. We also have some other funding sources. For child care providers and for family home providers, our courses are very affordable. I'll give you an example. If a child care provider says, I really need to take a class on behavior management, we might have a 3-hour class that provides core of knowledge, which is a credentialing information that they need, $37, so about $10 an hour.
Wow.
And of course they're talking to an expert in the field. Angie teaches a lot of our classes, and so I think it is affordable, very affordable.
It sounds very affordable, and I think it's something that parents need to know, because whether I'm a child care provider or just a parent out there struggling, behavior management, we all know, is whether you're a teacher, whether you're a child care provider, or whether you're a parent, we all struggle with that. And if you can go and get some guidance and some help, sometimes also just hearing that you are not the only person who are
no one's
early
alone.
Going through this.
That's right.
Lots and lots of people are, and just getting some kind of tips and tricks of how to respond and things like that are wonderful.
And I think it's really important that we also bring up that our credit courses really
very
affordable. We try to be accessible. We don't want finances to get in the way. I believe the cost is about $100.
About $107 a credit hour. So perfect example. I love this example. Let's say you're a new student coming in just out of high school. We have a course called ACA 100, which is really, it's Introduction to College Life.
Oh, nice.
How important is that class? It's a 1-credit class. So for $107 plus some fees, you can take a class and really help yourself learn time management, how to study, just a refresher. How can I be successful in college? So don't ever let money be a barrier. That's my message.
And I think that, we all know that the community college is such a gem in our county, and we are so fortunate to have such a wonderful one. My daughters took advantage of it, and had a wonderful experience there. So we do want people to hear that and think about that as an opportunity, especially if cost is involved. One of the things I know that parents are probably thinking, and prospective students, do you offer classes online?
Yeah. This is the trend.
This is the
I
world,
mean, we are
right?
busy. We are so busy. And so, of course, we offer online. We also offer something called hybrid. And what a hybrid class is you've got the combination of both. So you meet your instructor first night of class, learn how to get into that online platform, and then maybe meet 2 or 3, 4 times, at least on a non-credit side. And so you have the advantage of working online, submitting your assignments, but also being in touch with your fellow students and having that interaction one-on-one with your instructor.
Personal connection.
And then, of course, face-to-face.
Right.
So.
I do know, years ago when I was taking some law classes, I took them at the community college.
Right.
And, you know, I already had my degree, but
Yep.
was looking into some different things.
That's right.
And it was an online and face-to-face.
Yes.
So it was
yes.
that nice connection. You got to
Right.
meet the person,
Right.
and most of it was
Right.
online. Then there was kind of a culmination.
Right.
So you did feel that attachment to, that you could reach out if you needed to.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I am such a firm believer about the relationship building on an online class. I've taught online, and also I've been a student online, and that is the #1 key, is that you begin to create this cohort. You feel like you're a group, that you belong to something bigger than yourself. So once again, you know, for your audience, don't be afraid of an online class. Give it a try. Don't you think, Angie?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where the learning happens, is from that connection. And that's
Right.
one of the things I think about Anne Arundel Community College and the Teach Institute, is whether it's through technology, face-to-face, learning happens. The brain learns when it's feeling connected and feeling happy.
Right.
And that's really what the Teach Institute teaches and practices.
And it really is such a good advantage for all those people out there who say, I want to go to college, but I have to work during the day, or I have to work
That's
at night.
exactly right.
Those online classes give you that flexibility to do both, and I just really hope that people will look into that and take advantage.
Definitely.
Angie, you had talked about a little bit about programs for parents and caregivers.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Yes, absolutely. And again, as Candy said, this is my passion. This is where I really come to life. And Candy actually created these programs. We used to do parenting classes in a different way. We've changed that because we found that, especially with something as personal as caring for your child, every family is unique. Every child is unique, and we really now have what we call, for our parenting center, it's a one-on-one class.
Wow.
And what that means is the instructor sits down with the student, or two students usually, we can do that as well. We sit down and we really get to know that family. So the instructor, when I'm teaching, I know the general information I'd like to get across. However, I get to adapt it to that person sitting in front of me and that family and that child.
Nice.
And I'll say to a family, I'll say, you know, your child's not here with us, but I'd really like to get to know your child. And I spend that first hour learning about the child. I can imagine what's happening in the family, and we can really talk about parenting skills within that context. And we are really lucky. Our community is so diverse. Our community has so many different needs that to do these one-on-one, we can really, you know, some families I've worked with, their children aren't in the home. They're working through Department of Social Services, and they may have a child in foster care. So we get to sit down and really talk about, okay, you're ready to have your child move back in with you. How can you do that? And they get specific strategies. Whereas previously, if they were in a class that was required and had 30 people in the room, it might not be so comfortable to talk about that.
Well, that's a really good point, because
Yeah.
I had no idea that you were doing the one-on-one
I know, isn't
or
it
small group.
exciting?
That's really exciting, and
Yeah.
I think, like you said, there might be a stigma attached if you're taking this class, if you have to do it like that. And they probably will open up to one person.
Absolutely.
You might not want to share with the whole class some of the situations that your family's gone through.
It's you know, our families are incredibly complex, all of us, myself
Right.
included.
Exactly.
I
That's
walk
right.
into a class and I'll
That's
say,
right.
listen, we're going to talk together and come up with ideas. I have a lot of information, but I learn new things every day too. So let's sit down and dig in. None of my classes are the same because it's tailored to that person sitting across from me. And it's really exciting. And we also have, in this context, I really want to bring up that we do have bilingual teachers as well, because we're just realizing how our community is changing, and we want to be sure to be able to reach as many families as possible.
Well, that's really important. I think that's wonderful that you have that
It's
as well.
exciting.
We talked a little bit already about cost, Candy, but if I'm a parent, I want to take a parent education course.
Right, right.
What specifically would I Is there a specific cost for that? Is that the same
price
cost?
point is a little bit higher for our parenting one-on-one. So I'm glad you asked me about this. We raised the price point up a bit because it is one-on-one. So you're spending 6 hours with a master level instructor, and so we're charging a little over $50 an hour for that. It's about $350 for a 6-hour training. But I have to say to you, Teresa, most people, after we go through this class, they say it was the best money I ever spent.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
The best money I ever spent, because somebody really saw me. Somebody really listened to me.
Right.
And so we don't only work with court-ordered families. We have lots of families who call us. We have grandmothers and grandfathers who call us and say, this is a different world.
Exactly.
How do we
I
tackle
have
this?
no idea how to handle this. So we are for everyone. Of course, Anne Arundel Community College is the community's college. So if you have a challenge and you'd like to call us, please do so.
And
When you talked about the 6 hours,
Yes.
is that all at one time, or do we break it up in
Such a
sections?
good question. Do I get to take this one? Thank
Yes,
you.
you can take that one. Yeah.
The total class is 6 hours. Our ideal setup is 3 2-hour sessions.
That makes
Because
sense.
again, this is a really practical, hands-on class. I love, and our instructors love, to work with a family and present an idea. And we practice that idea. And then we get to say, take this home. Try this for the next week. And when you come back, let's talk about whether it worked or not.
Right.
And I will tell you, I have had parents come back, oh, Angie, this did not work. And so we dig in again and we try again. And so that's ideal. We can be flexible. We usually try, the other option that really works well is 2 3-hour sessions. We try not to do 1 6-hour.
Right, that's a lot of time.
It's so much information, and it really is hands-on
Right.
that you want to practice it. And it can get a little overwhelming. Even I get blurry after a couple hours.
Well, you need that time to process what you've heard. And like you
try
said,
it
if
out.
you have the opportunity to then try it out, I think
that's
that's
right.
wonderful.
That's right.
So you had talked a little bit about no charge classes and BEST. Tell me a little bit about that BEST program.
I'm going to let Angie
Here I
talk about
go.
that. Here you
This
go.
is great. In terms of the no charge, for example, with with the BEST program, we are provided funding by the county, Partnership for Children, Youth, and Families.
Okay.
And originally, BEST started, actually the BEST program, as I said about our best kept secrets, started about, I believe about 16 years ago now,
a
Candy.
long time ago.
And our original mission was working with child care providers when they had children birth to 5 in their setting that were really struggling with the behavioral kind of requirements, for lack of a better word, of being in a school setting. They would call BEST, and we would come in and work with the families and with the child care providers to help this little one get prepared for kindergarten.
Right.
We've evolved, we've changed, our community has changed. Now our program is primarily an in-home parenting program where, again, we get to really dig in. Of course, the in-home piece is optional. We do not, we will not go into someone's home if they don't want us there. But what a great opportunity to really see the interaction between parents, caregivers, and their children and help. So the BEST program is we provide this free service up to about 13 hours of parenting education.
Wow.
We do serve families in the North County zip codes, just to be really general. So Pasadena, Glen Burnie, Brooklyn Park, at no cost. And our students, and this is one of the best parts, and again, this was Candy. Candy's got these amazing ideas. Our students earn non-credit continuing education hours with the college.
And
Which is
can receive a
wonderful, right.
certificate,
it's
actually.
so great.
Yes,
So
yes.
our students who finish 13 hours with us of the in-home BEST program will get a certificate, a family engagement certificate from the college, and a transcript that says they've completed this work. That's amazing for our caregivers and for our children.
And the Grow Up Great that I'm hearing about,
Yeah.
that is the partnership with PNC?
That's right. That's right. So we are so fortunate that we have a fund of money that they've provided to us that we can offer at no charge. We're going to do 6 hours of parent education.
That's the
Right,
one-on-ones.
for the one-on-ones.
Wow.
And the vision is that if you are out there and you're struggling and you have some challenges with your parenting issues, give us a call. You know, at our office, we'll find out if you would would meet the requirements
Right,
of the
right.
grant, and would like to serve the family.
Well, I certainly hope this will get
Yeah.
that message out, because we
Right.
really do want people
Right.
to take advantage. That's just an amazing,
Yes.
amazing
Yes.
thing.
And that's for the course that Candy was talking about,
Right.
when the $350 for the
Right.
face-to-face
Right.
with an expert.
So, and you would get that for no
Absolutely.
cost. So
For no
how
cost.
wonderful is that,
Because
and how great are PNC
s-
for
Yes.
providing that
We're
to the
very
community?
grateful to
Parent
them.
might hear
That's
that
right.
$350 and say, "Oh, I
Right.
can't do that."
Right.
Don't be discouraged.
Right.
Call us, and our number for the Parenting Center is 410-777-2159.
Okay.
That's for
Right.
the Parenting Center and our parenting programs.
Well,
And the-
that's wonderful.
yeah, and we're here for you.
So tell me a little bit about, you talked a little bit about we'll tailor the instruction or the classes to individuals. How do you do that, and what would that look like?
Well, I can share some of my
Absolutely.
examples. We have so many different families that come to us. I think the families that I most enjoy working with are young parents, never have been a parent before, never held a baby before, and so maybe mom, maybe grandmom, maybe somebody bought them a gift of a parent education class.
Great idea.
Great idea.
That is a really great
And
idea.
so when I think back, I've served so many families in this manner. How do you swaddle a baby? How do you shush? What happens when the baby cries? How do you react?
Right.
We take 6 hours in our 3 sessions, and we just walk through how to feel comfortable, being a parent and taking care of a little infant. Those are the classes that I really love.
Do you have like stress management or
Oh my
things like
gosh.
that as well?
Well, I'm so glad you said that, Teresa, because that's really the bottom line of parenting.
Right.
Right, that
To
stress
be
level.
the best parent that we can be. And in fact, the research shows that. There's an amazing article that talks about the 10 things we parents need to do. Number 2 is our own stress management.
Right.
That has nothing to do with our interaction with the child. So really what underlies, teaching
right.
the swaddling and teaching all these things is it's to bring stress down.
Stress level down.
And at the Teach Institute, we are really good at asking our students and asking our families, what have we given you that makes a difference? What are you using at home? We really
Right.
want to hear
Yes.
that we've made a difference. And if we're not hitting the mark, we're going to figure out how to help that stress level come down, because again, that's the umbrella
Right.
of parenting and caregiving and teaching, I think.
That's right.
If the grown-ups in a child's life
Right.
are not calm and neutral, whew, we've got a little emotional
Well, and I'm
stew.
sure now some of the things that, and I know we get these questions, so I know you're getting them. How do we deal with all the media influence and
my
our
Exactly.
children's emotions sometimes
Right,
attached to
right.
that? So I'm sure that that's something that if parents knew, they could turn to you for.
Absolutely.
Because I know the media influence certainly is something that,
Huge dilemma.
Huge, yeah.
especially even if you're a grandparent, whether you're a first-time parent or a grandparent, you might never have had to deal with that before.
And it's a tricky one because often children are quiet when they have a tablet in front of them or a
Right.
phone,
I
and
know.
certainly that leads to peace. However, we really need to look at the big picture of what that does to the brain, to learning, to interactions and relationships. And absolutely, that's a huge question we get is, well, how much is okay?
Well, let's talk a little bit about behavior emotional support. You know, what
best.
can you tell me? Do you have a training program? Is there something that the community college offers for that? Because I know that's a hot topic as well.
That's right. So Angie, you want to talk a little bit about the train? I know you just recently
my
went to a
gosh.
training
It's
on resilience.
Huge topic.
This is
Yes, a huge topic. And again, this is where we tailor to the family in front of us. We have a lot of different kind of structures that we work from. For example, some families really benefit from what's a program called 1, 2, 3 Magic.
There you
Right.
go.
A very simple, straightforward way of having a tool to manage when you've got behaviors in front of you. And I promise you, all of us have challenging
Right.
behaviors, and never be ashamed. And that's one thing also, we never judge. You know, we've all got challenges. We also, so we might use that with a family, or as Candy was saying, we've done a lot in the past. Right now we're talking a lot about trauma and how kids have been influenced by trauma and the brain, and so this resilience coming in, and how to teach our children resilience, and also how to heal. How to heal from traumatic experiences, that perceived traumas. And so that might be a little bit of deep breathing. That might be some meditation, staying in the moment. I am a stickler for Ross Green's work, The
yes,
Explosive
very much.
Child, and I know he
Yes.
came to the school
Yes,
district and did
right.
a speech at Annapolis High School, and I did some training
Yes.
with Dr. Green, and really his message is kids do well if they can, and how can we grown-ups help them find those skills that they
Right.
need. And you know, and one of the big questions is, what is getting in your way, and how can we help with that? And it's an amazing way to connect with kids to manage behavior. So we really have a lot of frameworks
Yes.
we use, and we try to see what works best with the family. And oh, it's amazing.
Well, go ahead.
And I was just going to say, you know, we do work in the public school systems. We have lots of partnerships, and we're going to be, you know, in Annapolis Elementary, we have programs coming up. We've been Family Involvement Conference
Right.
with you,
Oh,
Teresa.
so fun.
So, you know, we really respect and honor that relationship we have with the public school systems. That
Well,
we're-
I really want
Yeah.
to thank both of you
Yes.
for being here, first
Such
of
a
all, and for
pleasure.
really educating our parents on the opportunities. I mean, there are so many, like you said, Anne Arundel Community College is the community's college.
That's exactly right.
And I just want our parents and our caregivers, whoever they may be, to listen to what you've said,
And
kind
you
of
are
digest
not
it,
alone.
and to give you a call. And we're
Yes.
going to give your information on the
Wonderful.
Thank
screens
you.
and some of
Thank you.
the ways they can reach you. But I really appreciate you coming and
Thank you,
sharing that with
Teresa.
us today, and really for all the work you're doing for families, to
you.
strengthen families in our community,
We
because
love it.
that's what it's all about.
Well, I just wanted to end our conversation by saying we are the Communities College, and the Teach Institute and Anne Arundel Community College. We believe in student engagement, student success. We want our students to come to college, be successful, and complete. And we want our parents and caregivers
absolutely.
to be the best they can be, and we're there to serve you and to really make the dreams come true.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay.
That's a perfect way to end the show as well. So thank you both for being here today. And thank you for joining us on Parent Connection. Until next time.
Today I come to you with exciting news about school meals. School meals offer students a healthy school breakfast and lunch. Every day, students are offered unlimited choices of fresh fruits and vegetables. Students are encouraged to select up to 2 cups of fresh produce each day at lunch from our unique salad bars. You may also monitor your child's school meals online at My Payments Plus. This is a convenient tool we offer to all parents to make managing your school meal accounts a simple process. To learn more about My Payments Plus, simply visit www.mypaymentsplus.com or call 877-237-0946. Each year, families have the ability to apply for free or reduced price meals. The application to apply is online. Parents, you may log on to applyformeals.aacps.org. The process is fast, easy, convenient, and it's accessible from any computer. Remember, if you received meal benefits last year, you must complete a new application each school year. Thank you for this opportunity to provide you this valuable information pertaining to school meals. School meals fuel your child's brain and body for academic excellence. If you have any questions regarding the healthy school meals offered, please contact me at 410-222-5900.
I'm Corporal Gamble with the Anne Arundel County Police. In regards to school safety, there are certain items that are not allowed in school. Weapons, anything that can be construed as a weapon cannot be brought to school. Things like switchblades, knives, anything with a sharp point, fingernail files, guns of any sort cannot be brought to school. Also, illegal drugs, prescription drugs, unless they are issued by the health room, cannot be brought to school. Tobacco products of any sort, alcohol, anything of that nature is not something that you can have in school.